everyone, welcome to another video. It is me, Desiree, and today we're gonna do a follow-up on Billion Dollar Beauty. So back in February, I did a first impression. I bought a bunch of stuff. They were a new brand to Walgreens where I work, so of course I was like, I gotta buy everything. So I bought a bunch of stuff, I did the video, and then the brand ended up sending me a few things. So I'm gonna go over all the stuff I've been trying, the hits, the misses, what I love, what I don't, and all of that. And this video is not sponsored, and I will tell you which products the brand sent me, but I bought most of it myself. So starting off with this side does have a mirror on it. This is like a magnetic travel case, but sometimes it's very annoyingly hard to open. Okay, it's fine. But you do get a mirror on the lid with the little stand, and I have been reaching for this mirror the whole month because it's just always right here. It's perfect. It's a nice looking mirror. It's full of smudges. Let me clean it because I'm sure I'm going to end up using it today. But this is the little magnetic box that they sell. I did buy the box, I think by itself, and they do sell one also that comes with eyeshadow, a blush, and a highlighter, or like different configurations of stuff. But this is the one that I bought. I did not need this little box. Now that I have it, I really like the mirror. I like the idea of this, but I have so many magnetic palettes that don't have anything in them, and I could have just not bought this, but I wanted to experience the whole brand and buy a nice range of things. So I like it. It's nice for travel. The magnet is pretty strong too. I'm not gonna like go crazy here, but nothing really falls out. Most of the time the brushes will fall out because they're magnetic as well, and they magnetize to each other, which they don't magnetize to the thing. So those fall out all the time, but the rest of the stuff stays pretty good. I think this would be okay for traveling without the stuff like rattling everywhere. Although I do really like this, you know, it doesn't fit a ton of stuff, but I think the average person probably isn't taking a ton of stuff, you know, they're probably using just like a couple eyeshadows and stuff for travel. But I have really enjoyed this quite a bit. I didn't need it, but it's fine. I'm glad I have it, you know. So the brush set I did buy as well, and it's a little magnetic brush trio, and I have come to love this so much. So I've never been a brush person when it comes to putting on foundation, but this brush right here, they call this the powder brush. This is like my favorite foundation brush I've ever used. I have reached for it so much, specifically for the Milani foundation stick, because I was having a hard time blending that with a sponge, and one day I just tried this and I thought, oh my god, this is perfect, and I've used it ever since. I love this little brush. I love having it handy here. The other brush that's in the trio is the double-sided, it says Blending and Precision Brush Trio, Duo, and this is a really nice brush too. I am going to use this one. I love this side of the brush, the smaller side. I don't know what it is. It fits perfectly on my outer corner. I will demonstrate that today. And then the other brush that's in here is not one I reach for very often at all. It's a double-sided brush with a spoolie and like a brow brush, because this brand has a ton of brow stuff. Like, I think they're really known for their brow products. And I don't know if they used to just be called Billion Dollar Brows and now they're called Billion Dollar Beauty, but I remember them being called Billion Dollar Brows. The spoolie is really nice. The brow brush is not really for me. It's a little bit thin, and I'm really used to the Real Techniques brow brush. I've just been using this one for years, so I'm just used to it. So this one, it's fine, but it kind of, you know, when you have that one brush, you already know how to do it. This one kind of takes a little more time, so I don't really reach for that one, but these two I reach for all the time. So I'm super happy that I bought the little brush trio. Okay, let's put something on now so I can demonstrate this foundation brush. So the brand did send me this. This is their gold infused illuminator. This is something I don't love. It's like a glowy primer, and I'm thinking I may have put on too much, and maybe that's why I don't love it. But this kind of stuff, it just gets lost, and I feel like this is something that's just gonna get lost in my collection. I'll probably pull it out for like a shop my stash video or something, but it's not something I really care to reach for on a regular basis. It's not bad. It's not overly hydrating, so it doesn't feel like there's another layer on my skin, but I just feel like I think I've been putting on too much and it looks a little crazy on my face. So I don't really want to wear this today. It's fine. It was nice to try it, but it's not probably something that I'm going to reach for very often. But I do already have on my another primer, so I'm going to put on some face stuff. I don't really feel like using foundation today, so I'm going to just do concealer. I'm going to do the House Labs Triclone Concealer under the eyes. and then the Kulfi Main Match Concealer on the rest of the face. And I'm going to blend this with that brush. I actually haven't used that brush for anything else except the Milani foundation, but I'm pretty sure it's going to blend everything just fine. It's soft, it's dense enough, it's not too wispy, it doesn't leave brush marks, it's just really good. Like, I really love this brush so much, I seriously can't believe it. Because I'm not a brush gal when it comes to foundation. I think because I just like the way that the sponge diffuses everything and it kind of picks up excess so it never looks too heavy. Okay, perfect. Okay, I got on some powder and bronzer, and now I'm going to use the blush that I bought. So they sell these little magnetic cream blushes. The only thing I don't like is that you're going to have it in here next to all the powder stuff. So it does come in just a little plastic sleeve. So I kept the little plastic just to keep on top of it to kind of keep the shadow dust out of it. But this is their lip and cheek tint in the shade Macaroon, and this is so nice. It has a really like thick kind of balmy texture to it, and it's such a pretty color. They had a few different ones. They all kind of looked the same. They were all like this kind of tone. Ooh, but this is really, really pretty, and it goes really well on top of anything. Like, I already have powder on my face right now. Uh-oh, I think I got too much. Let's just continue blending and see what happens. Oh no, too much. I forgot. With this, it is pigmented, obviously. And I had been dabbing it on my hand and really working it into the brush like that first, and I completely forgot. I also forgot how much this brush picks up. This is the Real Technique stippling brush. It picks up a lot in the pan. But it's such a pretty color and tone. This side has more than I want though, so I'm going to keep blending this side a little bit. And it does dry down. It doesn't dry down to like a cream to powder type of thing, but it doesn't keep that super balmy feel on the skin. At least I don't really notice it. But I'm also not really touching my face throughout the day too much. Okay, there's that. I think it's so pretty. You could easily do like a nice little light wash like I'm doing today, or a little more, amp it up. I feel like this side needs a little bit more. But it blends really nice. It doesn't dry too quick. You got a lot of room, a lot of time to really play with it before it dries, and I really like it. I like this a lot. I'm super happy with this one. I haven't tried it on my lips, that's just not really my preference, but on the cheeks, I really, really like this. Okay, let's do the brows. So this is the Brows on Point Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Raven. They did send me this, and I really like the color of this because I've been really liking a darker brow lately. So I was really excited to get this in the shade that I really wanted to try. The only thing is it does have a flaw with the packaging here. When you go to take off the cap off of the spoolie, the whole spoolie comes out most of the time. Every now and then, look, it stayed there that time. But I find that this happens with a lot of these kind of plastic brow pencils like this. I don't know why, almost every single one that'll end up happening. It seems like they just rely on it to like click in place instead of a little bit of glue, you know? It's not the end of the world. Most of the time I just end up throwing out the cap and just keep it uncapped. That way I don't have to worry about it. I want to say most brow pencils do that. The Rimmel one does. ColourPop does, the Morphe one does. It seems like a universal issue, I don't know why, but this one does that as well. So the pencil, really smooth. It's a little more on the dry side, so it doesn't deposit like a ton of color right away, which I like, especially with a darker shade like this. I don't want to have to worry about getting too much right away, you know? Okay, so we're going to stop there. We're going to go with the brow powder. This is the brow powder in the shade Taupe, and I was really excited about this one. I did buy this myself because I love the IT Cosmetics Brow Power Powder in the shade Universal Taupe, but I can never find it like this. It's always in a palette, which I don't mind. I always just have my palette here and I'm always opening it. So when I got this, I thought, oh my gosh, this could be that in a little travel-friendly form. It's a really, really nice powder. Oh, did I show you what it looks like? It's a really nice powder. It is taupe, a little more on the cool tone side, which I like, but it's not as dark as I really want my brows to be right now. I've really been loving the Wet n Wild brow kit in this like dark shade down here. So when I use this, it's just not the color I want right now, but it is a really good brow powder. And I would love to get this in the shade Raven, but I don't need it because I have that Wet n Wild one. But this is nice too. This is a color I usually go for quite often. And it's really good. It doesn't fade, it's not weird, doesn't sink into your like little pores and hair follicles. I always remember the Benefit brow powder. I don't remember what it's called now, but that brow powder was weird. Like it would get into every hair follicle, like on your skin. It was so weird of a powder. So I don't know. This is a good one though. I do like this. The brow gel they did send me, this is the Lift, just called Brow Lift Brow Gel. And this is kind of a heavy duty brow gel. It has one of these tiny little spoolies here, and not too much comes out on the thing. I don't feel the need to scrape it off or anything. And I think they do sell this in colors as well. I just got the clear one. But this is a heavy duty brow gel. It will, if you have like hard to manage eyebrows or a lot of brows, this is really nice. But I don't need like a heavy duty brow gel. I just want them to stay in place. It doesn't leave like white flakes or anything like that as it dries. It does feel very stiff. Like later on, if you touch your brows for some reason, you can feel that they're hard as a rock, but you can't feel them on your face. You know how sometimes these kind of heavy duty brow gels, like as you do facial expressions throughout the day, you could feel your brows on your face. This doesn't do that, but they are gonna stay in place. It doesn't fall, or it doesn't like, I don't know, fade away throughout the day and like my brows will fall or anything. It's nice. I probably wouldn't buy this again like with my own money. I'll probably just keep buying the Soap and Glory one or the NYX one. You know, different brow gels I want to try. But that one, I don't necessarily need a heavy duty one, but I will continue using it because it's good. It's a good gel. Okay, so I'm gonna let the brow gel dry and then I'll go back with some brow powder to kind of clean up the shape like I like to. But I did buy 2 of their mini little travel things that have magnetic caps, so they fit in here in the little palette. I bought the mini universal brow pencil, and this is one I have not reached for very often. It's a lot bigger of a pencil, like it almost looks like an eyeliner style of thing. It's creamy, it's nice, but it's not a tone that I like at all. I don't really find this to be a universal color, at least for me. But anytime something is called universal and it's brows, it's always this kind of color. Because I guess it could work, I guess, but it's not my preference, not a color I particularly like on myself. And I don't find that this wears well throughout the day. I think it fades. So of course I don't want that. So it's fine, maybe in a pinch. I think this is gonna work for me. This is probably something I'd put in my locker at work. So when I get to work or whatever and I'm like, oh, I didn't do my brows that good today, I could just kind of fill in with this one, but I don't wanna recreate my brow with this just because it does fade and it's not a tone I particularly like. So I'm gonna use the double-sided little magnetic brush here. And these colors are so nice. One of my favorite parts of the brand so far of everything I've tried are the eyeshadows and the eyeshadow sticks. I'll get into those in a second though. So actually, let me pull all of these out to swatch them. So these were sold in little trios, like in just a little plastic sleeve or a little cardboard sleeve. This was a little trio and this was a little trio here. I was just gonna stick to the one because this is the first one that I bought because I have so many single eyeshadows. I do not need to buy another one. I have so many. But I liked them so much, I was like, well, I have to try another one. And then they also have a really smoky eye kind of trio that I really want to try, but I don't need it. I don't need it. Anyway, I'm going to swatch these little trios for you. So this little formula here reminds me so much of Makeup Geek, and I think that's why I liked it so much. It's super smooth, rich and creamy. This is the shade Latte, and all of the colors do come with a sticker on the back with the name on them. So that right there is the shade Latte, a really pretty matte one. This one here is called Ruby. I love this color. This is one of the ones I want to wear today. Another matte one. Super pretty, just a nice, rich I don't know, brick red brown color. And then the shimmer here is called Golden, this one right here. And I think this is a really nice little trio right here. Really good. That's the one I want to wear today. But I have been wearing the heck out of this shade as well. This is the shade Honey, another matte one. Right there. I love this color. It does look just like a basic little pink, but there's something about it on my eye. I don't know if it's just like the color of my skin with this tone. It just looks so pretty. I really, really like it. This here is a shade called Moon. This one is a little bit lighter. You can barely see it right there, but it works well with this other one. They just blend together really well. And then it also comes with the shimmer here that is called Shimmer. The shimmer formula is not my favorite. It's really thick, like on the thicker side. There's that one right there. But it's really pretty. Well, I guess it's good and bad. It's not a texture I particularly love because when you get it, you could feel that there's something in there. Maybe like mineral oil or something. It feels like the Juvia's Place shimmer formula. Like that kind of, like it might have oil in it or something. A little bit on the stiffer side, but I do like that though because they don't have fallout. They're not one that has sparkles that fall everywhere. It just sticks right on the lid and it stays there all day with no fallout. So that's why I felt good doing my face makeup first before using these because I know I'm not going to get any fallout. So let's put that on. I'm going to use this little trio right here and I'm going to go with that shade, what was it called again? Latte, on the little fluffy magnetic brush. And I'm just going to use the little mirror too. It's really nicely pigmented and it blends so easy. And I did put on eye primer, of course, the one from Morphe, my favorite. They did sell an eye primer. They have an eye primer. They had like a blush and bronzer stick. They had something that looked very similar to a Rare Beauty blush. They had setting spray, a mascara, eyeliners. Like they had a pretty well-rounded line of products. But I love this color. It blends so nice and so easy, and this brush is so good. Can you guys hear the cat eating his food? He's crunching as loud as he possibly can. Oh, he heard me. He gave me a look. He went, "Who are you talking about? Surely you're not talking about me." Okay. Oh, I just love that color. I love that tone so much. I just love it as a one shadow look too. But I'm gonna go with the other side. This side of this brush, I don't know what it is. I love it. It's just like a small, I don't know. I just don't have a brush like this, I guess. Like something in this exact shape, this exact feel, this exact cut. It's just perfect for my eye, you know? And I'm gonna dip it into that shade Ruby and I'm gonna put it here on the outer corner. It's just like the perfect shape for my eye and it works perfect. And I've used it with a bunch of different colors. So I thought at first maybe it just worked really well because these shadows are good, but I've tried it with other things and it works just the same. It's just such a good brush. I really, really like the brush a lot. So just gonna get that on the outer corner for some depth. Ooh, I love that red brown so much. So pretty. Same thing on the other side. Okay, how's that looking? Is it even? You know what? I was gonna do the shimmer, but I kind of just really like this matte look. I think I'm just gonna maybe do the shimmer on the inner corner or something, but I kind of just want to keep it matte. I just really like this look. I am gonna get another brush and do some on the lower lash line. I'm gonna go back with that shade Latte. Just a little bit. And then another brush, and I'm gonna pick up that shimmer that came in the trio, the one in the shade Golden, on my little e.l.f. Precision smudge brush, or just called smudge brush. And just a little dab right on the inner corner. Perfect. Gonna kind of fix it up with the Q-tip. I think I did too much, but all right, there's that. I love these tones so much. Let me go back over the brows. Oh yeah, like even now, going back over to like redo the shape a little bit, I could hear the brush going through the brows because they're so crunchy. I don't mind that. I can't feel that they're stiff on my face, but it's just a funny sensation. Okay, so I did buy an eyeliner as well, one of the little magnetic eyeliners. This is the mini eyeliner in the shade Black. This is fine. You know, it's very creamy, very creamy, and very black. It glides on the waterline with no like issue or whatsoever, no resistance, but it does transfer. So, I mean, it's gonna happen anyway, you know, you can't really help that you blink all day and your top tight line is gonna touch your waterline and the eyeliner might get up there, but this does it so quickly. So I'm gonna put it on the waterline, but I feel like in just a little bit, it's gonna be all right here on the inner corner on the top lash line. So I kind of like had to mess with it because I kept staring at it because all I could see was just a little stamp of liner right there, but it's fine, we'll put it on. It's just so creamy, like literally no resistance whatsoever putting this on, and it's super black as well. I like the liner, but again, this is probably something I'll use like here and there. It's not my #1 go-to, and it just annoys me a little bit because it transfers up there so quickly, and I don't love that. But it's fine, but I wouldn't repurchase this. You know, if you have your favorite black liners, this probably isn't gonna overtake those ones. So let's talk about the shadow sticks. They did send me these, and these came like right on time because I had just talked about how much I disliked the #7 ones. They were so dry and clay-like, just really unpleasant to use. So when I used these, I had already been burned by eyeshadow sticks. So I was not expecting much from these, but they're so good. They're so good. The 3 shades they sent me are Plum, Champagne, and Lavender. The shade Plum is not my favorite. I have talked about this one in a video, I think twice already. I just do not like the way that this wears, the way that it looks. Oh, look, the whole thing came out. I don't like the way it wears. I don't like the way it blends especially. It is very creamy and it goes, like you could draw on your whole eye really easy. It doesn't tug or anything like that. But this shade in particular, there's something about the way that it blends out that it looks really worn, like worn down and like worn in, and it just does not look good. I cannot get this one to look good at all. This is like a color to use on your lower lash line where you don't really have to blend it out too much. So that one, not my favorite. But the other 2, I love. Especially the one in the shade Lavender. I have used this so much. It's a really pretty, like taupey kind of lavender. It has a lot of shimmer in it too. Like I can't really see the shimmer here. I could just see that it is like a metallic kind of look. But when I get this on my eye, you can see the shimmer. Like it looks like you put a shimmer topper on top of a cream eyeshadow. And every time I'd wear this, I kept forgetting. I was like, what else do I have on today? And I forgot. It's just this. It's so good. They don't crease. They don't fade. I don't have to use a primer with these. And one thing I love is that it doesn't dry tight. Sometimes with eyeshadow sticks, if I color in my whole lid, it'll start like drying really tightly onto my eye, which I do not like at all. But this one is so nice. As far as the creasing goes, I said it doesn't crease, which I stand by that. But it does crease ever so slightly. It's a crease that I had to look for because I was really, you know, gauging to see how these were wearing all day. And I was like, okay, are they creasing or fading? I feel like you'd have to look for the crease, and because I could see a tiny bit, like barely gathering in my like natural eye crease there. It wasn't enough for me to pat it out. It wasn't enough to bother me. It wasn't one of those creases where like all of the eyeshadow moves to your crease and then it's like a big glob there. It wasn't like that. It was barely noticeable. I bet no one noticed it except for me, and it's because I was looking for it. So I think that's enough creasing to say it does not crease. And then this one in the shade Champagne, that is it right there. I like this one a lot too. I'm not into this kind of color right now, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. It wears really, really well. It blends really nice. It looks good all day, but it's just a tone right now that I'm not into. I'm into like a whole eyeshadow look right now, and this one here. I have worn all over the lid with some black liner like I like it, and it wears really good. It's really pretty, but not a color I'm like crazy about at the moment, but I do like these a lot, especially these two colors right here. Okay, so let's wrap it up. As far as my favorite things, I love the eyeshadows. I love them so much. They're very reminiscent of Makeup Geek. Not the shimmers so much. Those don't remind me of Makeup Geek that much, but the mattes, they're so pretty. They blend so nice. I have really, really enjoyed these a lot. I really enjoy the cream blush as well. Not something I needed, of course, but I bought it, I have it, and I do like it. The little box, I definitely did not need this, but I find myself reaching for it constantly for the mirror, and I just like having it here, you know? I haven't traveled with it or anything yet, so I don't know how it, like, everything would shift and stuff, but I definitely did not need it. If you have magnetic palettes, you probably don't need it either. The eyeshadow sticks, really pleasantly surprised by these. Not the shade Plum, don't like that one very much, but I love these other two colors, especially the one Lavender and Champagne is really good as well. The illuminator stuff, just not something I'm really ever gonna use that much. I have used it a few times and it's fine, but if you already have like the e.l.f. Halo Glow thing or Charlotte Tilbury thing, you probably don't really need this, but it's fine. It's gonna get lost in my collection. The brow gel is quite nice, especially if you need something a little more heavy duty. Really enjoy the brow pencil. It's a tone I really like on myself right now. I don't know if it's any better or worse than any other skinny brow pencil, but it's good. The little travel magnetic stuff I bought, the liner is fine. It hasn't transferred yet. I was already expecting it to be honest. The liner's fine. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy that again. And the brow pencil is not my favorite either. It does fade and it's not a tone that I really like on myself. The little brush trio, absolutely love this so much. This brush doesn't get a lot of action here, but these two I have used constantly. I love this as a foundation brush, and this is a really, really nice not even just brush for travel. I literally keep it right here because I want to use it all the time. There's just something so special about this small side that fits perfectly for my eye shape, you know? And then the brow powder, I really like the powder. It's really, really good. I wish I had gotten it in the Raven shade because I think that one is just something I'm enjoying a lot more now. But it's a really nice powder. You know, they're known for their brow products, I think, and it's really good. I'm glad I bought it. No regrets. And I think that is it. Is that everything? I don't think I forgot anything. So overall, the brand I think is pretty solid. Every brand has their hits and misses, you know, this brand included. But overall, the products I do like, I really, really like and was very pleasantly surprised by. Let me know if you've tried the brand at all. I would love to know your thoughts because I had never, ever tried anything from them. I always thought they just did brow stuff, but now that they're where I work, I see them all the time and I'm like, what else can I try? But anyway, that is it. Let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss my next one, and I will see you later in another video. Oh, goodbye.